So we are starting off episode 1 with something a little bit wriggly and a little bit slimy, talking about earthworms. Now in the UK we have 33 recognised species of earthworms as of recording, and that means there's quite a few for me to find. Now in order to identify our earthworms we do have to euthanise them and look at them under a microscope, but there is a little bit of hope that that can change in the future, which is why we are starting off with some earthworms today. Every month there is an invertebrate study day held at the Natural History Museum, and one of the people that helps run this is the National Earthworm Recorder, who sent out an email asking if people could bring along some live earthworm specimens that we could take pictures of to upload to iNaturalist, and then we would identify these under the microscope, and then we could sort of put the correct species on iNaturalist, sort of train the AI to have the correct species on there. So I popped along to my work to see if I could find some earthworms to bring to Kieran. Now when it comes to identifying earthworms, you sadly cannot identify the juvenile ones, only being able to identify adults. This is because under the microscope you have to look at a thing called the saddle. So the first two earthworms I found were both juveniles, but then luckily I had some luck finding some adults later on. So the saddle is that little ring that you see around your earthworms. It's basically one of their organs. Now in order to identify them under the microscope you have to count all of the segments leading up to the saddle, and then that will help you identify your species along with a couple of other pointers. Now mostly I looked in wood chip and underneath logs, so this did limit the amount of species I found, but it was still a nice challenge to try and identify them under the microscope. To identify our earthworms, we look through the key to the earthworms of the UK and Ireland, where it's just a nice simple key to follow that has lots of different questions, and these will be all the things that you will see under your microscope. So all of the different organs are labelled and they are nice and detailed in this book. And this is the main diagram here. So these are the main bits that you would need to look at, but I'm sure I will cover these in much more detail in a future video. I managed to find 4 different species. This was the red headworm, Lumbricus rubellus, the redworm, Icena foetida, the compost worm, Dendrobina venetia, and the octagonal-tailed worm, Dendrobina octadra. Now, finding 4 species is a nice start to our species count, leading us to 4 out of 33 earthworms, which is very nice. But why earthworms? What makes them so important? Well, earthworms are vital in nutrient cycling in our soils, essentially meaning any bad soils can be made better. They also help to aerate the soil, breaking up, allowing moisture and water to go further down, hopefully preventing floods on a much wider scale. Now, as time goes on, I will try and find some more times to be identifying some earthworms, but having 4 species to start off with is a nice start. The first 4 for the entire channel. So these will all go and get put on an Excel spreadsheet where I will keep track of anything and everything we find. So it's 4 down, many more to go. And I'm sure as and when I come back to earthworms, we can find out so many more facts together. We also managed to find 4 other species. These are the leopard slug, Odiellus spinosus, a species of harvestman, the common shiny woodlouse, and the common rough woodlouse. That is everything for our first video, so I will catch you in the next one.